Yo, 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 walk back to the corner with me. We back on the corner. Want to show off a shirt real quick. A guy I know had just made for me. Um, we trying to do a little something. We trying to make it right. See what I'm saying? We trying to make a little bit of noise out here. So this shirt, right? This shirt, right? FYI, spending $7,500 on a new ass is a bad ROI, bad return on investment, right? So you got chicks just laying out here taking all these life chances to go down here and lay on a table in the back of the deli to get an ass, paying $7,500 for it, and then you turn out here and turn the tricks for $100. That's crazy. That's 75 dudes you got to have sex with to recoup that money. That's bananas. But anyway, a little humor to get this started, right? I wasn't going to do this video, but a good friend of mine called me this morning and told me he was waiting on the video. He knew I was going to do it, which it probably was about 70-30 that I wasn't going to do it. I definitely got smoke to do this one though. So he wanted me to touch on what happened last night at the Academy Awards with Will Smith, Chris Rock. With Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith and Chris Rock, right? So like I said, a major part of me was like, I'm not going to touch it. Because I'm pretty sure if y'all watch my platform enough, if y'all tune in with me enough, you know with certain stuff that I'm not going to co-sign, right? My opinion tends to be a little bit different because I look at things differently, right? I'm not enamored or I don't respect the stuff that the average person puts respect on. My bad, I think it's this goddamn bumblebee got my attention. So when I so so looking at that in a vacuum, I can see why someone may say, "Oh damn, Will was out of pocket. Will messed the night up, or Will brought shame." And all right, I mean, everybody entitled to their opinion, right? But when I look at from what I know historically, right? Like, and I'm pretty sure they live a different life. They live in a different world. Like, they have way more interactions. I'm pretty sure behind the scenes than um, we as the public will ever know, right? Whether it's positive, negative, indifferent, whatever the case may be, right? But publicly, this started to my knowledge, in 2016 when Chris Rock hosted awards. I think it was the Academy Awards then too, right? That year, Will had a movie called Concussion, right? That could have been up for nomination, right? Is that a bumblebee? That could have been up for nomination, right? Um, he wasn't nominated. For those that are not familiar, that movie Concussion was about the story and the history of CTE, which is like pretty much the traumatic brain injury that NFL players sustain during the course as a result of their playing career, right? That was a very controversial movie because it aired out dirty laundry that the NFL was trying to hide for a long time, right? If you actually watch the movie though, that movie was phenomenal. Like I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. The movie was bananas. That probably is top 3 acting that Will Smith has actually done. in my personal opinion. I think Ali was up there. I haven't seen the new King Richard movie that he actually won for. I haven't seen that yet. I'm gonna tune in. But the Concussion movie, um, was definitely probably top three, easily. Right. Um, that movie, I believe it was politics. The reason why it wasn't nominated, because you had no other reasoning, like rational reason why this movie. I mean, it was super impactful. He killed the role. It was. I mean, it's nothing else more to say. If you have, I mean, like I said, if you haven't seen the movie, go check it out. If you've seen it, then you already know what I'm talking about, right? So Will boycotted. So Will wound up not going that year because he felt like us within our culture, like being black, that our art is dumbed down to raise other people up, right? So mainly white counterparts. I mean, take it what it is. It's true, right? So it's the same thing with the Grammys. So come on, it's like this is historical. This ain't nothing new, right? Jada also turned around and boycotted because she was supporting her husband, right? As she's, she's being a G, as she should, right? Chris Rock made some off-color comments that night, and saying pretty much, the reason why Will Smith wasn't there, and that's the reason why Jada Pinkett Smith wasn't there, and going to say, Jada, who cares? You're not here. No one invited you anyway. You know what I mean? Like, and then he doubled down and was like, Will Smith, you should be offended that you wasn't nominated, but you can't be that offended where you got 20 million for Wild Wild West, pretty much saying that, that's a horrible movie, which it was not a good movie. You're gonna call a spade, right? That's really not a good movie. Um, so for me, it started there. The seed was planted, right? And I know I'm petty. I don't forget much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the way I am, right? Um, so we all know that Will and Jada have been under the public eye. I mean, real with scrutiny in the last few years, couple years, whatever. How long ago that it was revealed? Whatever. Entanglement had a whole song album about them. People were inspired, like, you know what I'm saying? So then Chris Rock doubled down last night and thought it was a good idea to talk about her head, referencing the movie G.I. Jane, where I believe that was Megan Foster, who was Jodie Foster, who starred in that, which was a great movie as well, right? Pretty much showing the discrimination when it comes to women trying to sign up and try out for special forces, right? She played a phenomenal role in that movie. She killed it, but she wound up shaving her head off, right? To, you know what I mean? Because you're going through that training. You don't got time for haircuts, and you're trying to be as cool as possible and a little bit lighter, whatever the case may be, right? So Chris Rock referenced, oh, I can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2, right? Talking about the fact that Jada has a bald head right now, right? We all know Will went up there on stage, proceeded to smack him, sat back down and said, keep my wife's name out your mouth, right? Chris Rock look and say, I will keep your wife's name out my mouth, right? Now I seen pretty much online. I see people pretty much criticizing him, ridiculing him, saying he was wrong. People saying that he could have handled that in a different way. He could have handled that later. He could have just grinned and bear it. Whatever somebody want to say, right? I even heard people bring up August Alsina, right? But this is what I'm gonna say. I'm not going to put August Alsina in the same boat because now you're trying to control the narrative. Well, all this is trying to control the narrative to me, right? But you're trying to bring something into something else that had the two are independent of each other. Now, if you want to say a man disrespecting you or disrespecting your wife or whatever the case may be, I'm with you. I'm on board. One, we don't know how that was handled behind the scenes. We don't know, right? But the thing I want to say is this, and this happens in the hoods every day. Every single day, people make this error, right? A person has the right to choose how they respond to something. You understand what I'm saying? They could be quiet about it, not say a word. They can cuss you out. They can smack you. They can blow your head off. They can spit on you. Whatever their response is to your disrespect is what they choose or how they choose to handle it, right? In the hood, we see this all the time, right? Somebody get away with doing something to somebody that somebody on the side is looking at, oh, damn, he got away with that. He must be a chump. He must be a coward. And then you go try to do the same thing and you handle completely different. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't know the relationship between them two. You don't know what the underlying, you don't know what's going on right there. That's really none of your business. That's not necessarily a depiction on how that person is going to respond to you for doing the same exact thing. People make the same mistake, right? And all this to me goes in one. If that man felt, and the truth, I'm not giving no pass for the August stuff. I'm not saying that at all. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, that level of disrespect is Hall of Fame. Like, that's top tier. Like, it damn near don't get no worse than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the variables involved. But like I said, they're still independent of one another, right? So we're going to stick to the Chris Rock. I just want to touch on that because to me, that's foolishness, right? Now, with the matter of the Chris Rock thing, right? And I say that about a place that I go to sometimes where I'm at, right? People have created an atmosphere where it's okay to be disrespectful. You understand what I'm saying? And to me, like, I guess this is on the same line, especially you talk about the Holly Weird, right? You talking about, a comedian getting on stage hosting an event, right? Where we know that everything is scripted, right? But we also know they're going to go off script. They're going to ad-lib. That's what makes them masters of ceremony, right? You got to be able to ad-lib. You got to be able to do these little things, right? Your whole job is to keep the crowd engaged, to keep them energized, to enhance the night, right? That's your job. Granted, understand that. Everything we do in life has parameters. Everything we do, right? The problem is that people think it's okay and have whatever cockamamie excuse that they want to bring to the table to justify being disrespectful. You can make a joke. You can have, like, man, come on, man. Come from the world of jokes, man. You gotta have thick skin to stand on them corners. That's why I brought y'all to the corner. Because what I say, you gotta have thick skin for it. Even if you don't agree with it, even if you have a difference of opinion, we still gonna keep it respectful, right? And sometimes you gotta have the harsh truth. And that's what we do on the corner, right? So, when you step outside those lines, like begin to color outside those lines, I'm a firm believer that as a man, there's lines I don't cross. Not unless I want violence. If I'm choosing violence right then and there, then I'm going to cross them lines. Purposely. On God. Purposely, I'm going to cross that line. Right? Because I want all the smoke. I'm ready to go there. I already made in my mind that this is what I want to do. Right? But you should never bring up a man, wife, children, family, none of that other stuff if you don't want violence. Because it's principles. It's principles. These are not joke pieces. I don't care if you're a professional comedian. I don't care what the case may be, right? You're talking about a woman with a head condition, right? She has alopecia. You don't know how that's impacted her mentally. You don't know how fragile she may or may not be. But still, you're doing way too much math because it still should never came out your mouth in the first place talking about another man's wife. That's just the way I feel about it. And the top people, far-wise in the entertainment industry who I hear speaking on it, they don't have no wife. How you speaking on something that you can't even begin to understand and relate to. And that just tells me that you're a coward and you're not going to protect your wife. That's what that tells me. You don't have a problem with another man openly in public just shoot into, what, 100 countries maybe? Disrespecting your wife in that format. Right? That's what I feel like. So that's an indictment on you, not on him. You gotta man up. However that man chose to hand that right then and there, that was his God-given right, because you opened the door for that. If he walked on stage, smacked him, he could have sat there and be quiet and don't ever address it. He could have addressed it backstage. Whatever it was, you put that power and the control in that man's hand when you thought it was okay to come out and disrespect that man's wife. Everybody don't respond to things the same way. That's why it's your job to stay within parameters. You don't know what somebody going through. Like I said, you don't know, she could have had a whole nervous breakdown on her way to the award show because her head is the way it is. That's something she can't control. You don't know that. So that woman, so you embarrass that and humiliate that woman on national television, and she go home and commit suicide. You don't know. All for a corny one-line, punchline joke? Come on, man. We got to do better. Us as black men got to do better on that front. Like, it's men and it's men. Pick a side to stay on. That's just my feeling on it. You understand what I'm saying? A good friend of mine was in that situation, and both of the two people were both good friends of mine, right? One made a comment about another wife, about a man's wife. He meant no malice. Right? Zero malice. Zero. That didn't stop her from taking it the way she took it, which was her God-given right, because she's sensitive about what he was speaking on, which he was still out of line for even speaking on it. Right? In that light, you cannot tell somebody how to respond when they feel like they was violated and you're attempted to humiliate me for your own personal gain. That's why certain things you shouldn't, everything you think you ain't got to say. It's not your lane. Stay in your lane. Like, he could have said something about Will. He could have said something about every man in there. That's just me as a man. I'm not going to do that. That's just me. There's lines and parameters. When you start coloring outside that, go to a different place, if that's what that person want to do. But unfortunately, I said this already. A lot of you dudes don't know how to be men in the first place, especially not black men. Like I said, y'all think hearing a chick call you Poppy, you think it's more important to have sex with that woman and to hear her call you daddy than it is for your kids to call you, for yourself to hear your kids call you daddy. We ain't nothing alike. We're never going to agree. We're always going to disagree, and I'm gonna choose violence every time when it comes to that. We have nothing to negotiate. Your first job is to be a protector. That's your first job. Protector, educator. I told y'all, to me, they're both even. All that other stuff is secondary and tertiary. Like, but your first two primary responsibilities is to protect and to educate. Not to say women need or they're dumb, no. But there's certain things from a man that we're supposed to give to that woman, knowledge-wise, insight-wise. That's just the way it goes. It's a reason for that. But once again, we want to look at, that's what I said, we got to keep it G, we got to keep it even. Because on one end, we want to look and say, damn, we got black women out here trashing us and not protecting us and yada yada. But and I said before, but that's vice versa. You got too many men out here not protecting black women as well. I've been saying this. I've been saying this. You understand? So somewhere in there, we got to begin to protect each other on a level that's respectful. Right, you standing on stage making that black woman the butt of your jokes for a white audience at the end of the day. I mean, let's peel this, man, we can unpack this all the way. This can get crazy. A lot of y'all ain't got the stomach for it. once again, you're downing your sister to get a white light. I'm going to say it just like that. Because at the end of the day, they watch that way more than we do. That's their money that hosts that. It's not our money. That don't come from us. That's strictly all them. That's their awards. They say who they want to acknowledge when they want to acknowledge them. We don't control no narrative on that. But you want to be you giving them all the power. They the puppet master. You the puppeteer. Pull your strings, Johnny. And you ain't got a problem with that. To me, that's way bigger issue. But y'all not ready for that conversation, though. Y'all want to talk about somebody getting smacked. I don't see way worse stuff happen over something like that. That was light. And he ain't even followed through. He just gave him the love joint. Like, man, I'm just checking you. But now, unfortunately, I always say, it got to be a level of violence in those environments. Because now you're going to start seeing things kind of calm down a little bit. For a little while, anyway. Right? But you'd rather leave that black man out there for standing up for his wife, for his family, for his loved one. You'd rather ridicule that instead of championing that. It's always the person that responds that get the most of the criticism. It's never the initiator. It's always the response that gets the bigger reaction and the most scrutiny. And the person who initiated gets the pass. I never understood that. I never understood that. You went off script, you violated, you disrespected, and he handled it however he see fit that he wanted to handle it. I don't understand what the riff is about. I'm lost. For every action is a reaction. It's basic life fundamentals and principles. For every action is a reaction. Men like that gonna do what's necessary for their spouse, for their wife, for their loved one. Don't make the necessary occur. Now you're gonna be a meme, the smack meme. Don't be the meme. Don't become the meme. All for a laugh. That's the crazy part. Attention is the root of all evil. Attention. All for a laugh. But now people like me laughing at you because he ain't really try to smack your eyebrow off. He just trying to smack a hair loose. You know what I'm saying? He ain't really trying to smack your eyebrow off. So he actually did you a solid. To me, in my opinion. But I know some people ain't gonna like this. I'm okay with it. You know, I stand on what I stand on. Ain't no take backsies. But thanks y'all, man. Thanks for walking down to the corner, man. Thanks for staying on the corner with me for a little while so we can unpack this. We'll get back to our regularly scheduled programming. You know what I mean? What we've really been on lately. But like, share, subscribe, comment on this. Let me know. Hey, no, real rap, you full of crap. Okay, I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't care. This is the way I feel. I'm not going to change that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry you got the game wrong. You don't fully understand how you supposed to handle that or how you supposed to handle your spouse or take care of your spouse or whatever the case may be. Same way you would take care of your mother, same way you take care of your spouse. You won't allow nobody to say that to your mother. Why you allow somebody to say that to your wife? If y'all can answer me that, I'll apologize. I'll make a whole nother video and I'll apologize for 30 minutes straight. But like I said, thank y'all for coming through, man. Thanks for spending some time with me. It's definitely appreciated as always. Like I said, make sure y'all get the likes. Make sure y'all get in those comments. Let me know how y'all feel. It's okay. Either way. Appreciate y'all.